It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Oh, not speaker. Mic. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Wow. Let's try that now. 1, 2, 3. Testing. We can hear you. Whew. I have no idea what caused that one, folks. Because I have been using it this morning. Sorry. All right. So we'll start the show all over. Welcome to Cruise Industry News on this, whatever the hell today is. It's Friday. I know that much. It's Friday, April the 28th. All right. The announcement that I made this morning has to deal with Mr. Bucket List and I, as we will be at 7 o'clock tonight doing our live stream on the May 1st cruise, which will be happening. We sail on Monday, but we've invited, of course, everybody that is on our ship in our group, as well as the other solo folks on that ship. So hopefully we'll have a nice group tonight. 7 o'clock. It will be broadcast on my YouTube channel, as I still cannot broadcast on 2 YouTube channels at once. It will also be on the Passion for Cruises USA Facebook page and my Facebook page. So the link that's in the community tab is to my YouTube channel, the one that I've had problems with this morning. Hey, Vay. All right, guys. If you haven't yet, please smash the like button or the dislike button from this morning. Or if you have not subscribed yet, appreciate if you could please do that. The bell notification will tell you when I go live or when a new video is posted. Wow, what a way to start a show, completely dead. And again, thank you, Hot Air Tom, for calling me. I wouldn't have known because I'm not looking at the chat room because of getting the show going. So anyway, today, folks, is National Blueberry Pie Day. Blueberry pie is not my favorite pie, but I will certainly have a slice. Don't mind that at all. But it's not my favorite. I'm pretty much not a real huge fan of any kind of fruit pies. Apple pie once in a while is okay. You know, peach or peach cobbler is okay. But I'm just not much of a fruit pie person. You know, I'm chocolate or banana cream or, in that ilk is much more my thing. If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. To search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. All the big guys have us. TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just search, and there I am. Today's top story, folks, has to deal with Wonder of the Seas and the issues that Royal Caribbean keeps having. As for the third time in less than a year, they've oversold Wonder of the Seas. And their excuse is it was due to an unexpected inventory error. Well, that's cruise line speak for oops. That's the same reason they gave in December and then again in March. Just say oops. Don't give us this crap. Unexpected inventory error. That's horse manure. The affected cruise is a 7-night Eastern Caribbean perfect day sailing scheduled for April the 30th. The damn thing sails Saturday. Sunday, well, whatever. Today's the 28th. Saturday's the 29th. Sunday it sails. So can you imagine being booked on that? And last night you got a notice says, oops, we got an unintended inventory error. You're kicked off the boat. You got no cruise. We don't care that you've already flown in from California. You got no place to go. That's what they're saying in between lines. Guests have been offered 3 options: reschedule to a different sailing on Wonder and receive a full refund, cancel and receive a full refund and future cruise credit, or remain booked on the April 30th sailing if they are unable or not willing to reschedule. So you can either get a full refund, or you can cancel and receive a full refund and a future cruise credit. Or you can tell them, go to hell, I'm staying booked on this cruise, give me a cabin. I'm not sure how far that'll get you, but that's one of their 3 choices. For those willing to reschedule, Royal Caribbean has provided 2 alternate sailings. And I don't care about what they're screwing up in the middle here. You get in there and so forth. July the 9th, you can do it, or August the 20th. Alternatively, guests who choose to cancel will receive 100% refund and 100% future cruise credit to book an alternate Royal Caribbean sailing. So you're not getting, you're getting 100% refund on what you spent on this cruise, and you're getting a future cruise credit to book another cruise. So, they make it sound like that's great. Well, I suppose it is. You get a second cruise out of it. The future cruise credit must be used by April 30th, 2024. Guests who used a future cruise credit to pay for the reservation will have any new funds paid above the certificate amount, and the original future cruise credit will be reinstated and remain valid for a year from issuance. On all 3 occasions, Royal Caribbean told guests just days before sailing, it said overbooking was due to unexpected inventory errors. Language the Royal Caribbean uses more than overbooking. I'm sorry. The boat is overbooked again. All right. Those of you that have followed my exploits know that I'm going to be on the Joy. I've been looking at several excursions. This, folks, is paratriking. I guess that's something relatively new. I'd never seen it before. It is available in Cartagena, Colombia. And there is absolutely no doubt I will not be doing that. Just saying. I'll be back after this.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
And of course, I'll have my Scootaround scooter as soon as I get on board the ship. I'll also have my power wheelchair. And by the way, folks, apparently that didn't go up. As I was ranting about Wonder of the Seas, you were looking at my fat butt rather than looking at a picture of Wonder of the Seas. Oh well. All right, next story this morning is staying in the family. Also from Royal Caribbean, they've canceled multiple 2024 cruises. At least it's not this weekend. Cruises for Jewel of the Seas due to a change in the ship's upcoming deployment and repositioning plans. Guests are being notified about the change and offered the opportunity to rebook on similar itineraries or receive a full refund. The dates in question are for July 29th and August the 10th, 2024. And those cruises have now officially been canceled. While a full refund is an option, guests with some flexibility in their travel plans can rebook to different 2024 itineraries, including a very similar 13-night Arctic Circle sailing departing July the 5th, as well as a 12-night Iceland and Scotland cruise departing June the 23rd. I'm not sure. I'm assuming from the dates that they're given on the second suggested ones, that by midsummer, Jewel of the Seas is going to be someplace else, but they're just canceling the two cruises. Does that mean the other cruises around those two cruises have nobody on them? Or are we going to have more cruises canceled because somebody's decided to move Jewel of the Seas from where it was to where it's going to be? I don't know. I love Royal Caribbean, but boy, I hate the way they're running the company right now. So, all right. That's our friends down at Port Canaveral. They welcomed the MSC Seaside as its new homeport ship during a ceremony yesterday. The MSC vessel is set to sail 3- and 4-night cruises to the Bahamas, 7-night cruises to Cozumel and Costa Maya, plus Belize. The traditional welcoming ceremony was conducted by Kevin Markey, chairman of Canaveral Port Authority, and port officials who presented MSC Seaside's captain, Michelle DeMauro, with a plaque commemorating the cruise ship's first call in Port Canaveral. Many cruise ships, such plaques are displayed in a gallery case or other ways for the guests to see, and can be a fun way to discover just how many amazing ports a ship has visited over its lifetime. Often the designs of the plaques may include engravings, carvings, sculpted details, or other special accents unique to that port. You know, I've been on, I don't know, the total number of cruise ships, 85 cruises. Probably I've been on 70 different cruise ships. I haven't duplicated that many. I mean, Freedom of the Seas I've been on like 4 times. A couple of the older Carnival ships I was on a couple times. But I'm saying somewhere in the neighborhood, I've been on 70 ships. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that. And that's something that would be interesting to see on a ship. So when I get on Joy, what's one of the things I'm going to do? Oh, Justin's listening. Justin, remind me to do this. I'd like to go see that. I've heard about these, the first time they're in port all the time that they have a special ceremony. And maybe I've just been in a cave. So I got to go look for that one. Anyway, MSC is committed to growing its presence in North America. Making a partnership with Port Canaveral was a natural step. The cruise line first began year-round sailings from Central Florida in 2021 with the Divina, and later with MSC Meraviglia, and now MSC Seaside brings an even newer MSC vessel in as a home port. All right, I'll be back with more news after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right. Costa Cruises has just revealed that the Italian cruise line will offer one-week trips departing from Athens in the summer of 2024, headed to Turkey and the Greek islands. Costa Cruises, based out of Genoa, will be commencing week-long travel itineraries aboard Costa Fortuna. Costa Fortuna, built in Italy by Fincantieri in 2003, will help ferry passengers to beautiful destinations like Istanbul, Mykonos, Crete, Rhodes, Santorini, and more, blending all these lovely locations into a single seamless holiday via sea, land, and air. Costa Fortuna is scheduled to depart from Athens every Friday for a new week of adventures during 2024 summer season. And they got all kinds of fly and sail packages. That's Costa. All right, the Viking, come on, tongue. The Viking Octantis, the first ship of Viking expedition, arrived at Quebec City yesterday, marking the beginning of the international cruising season for Port Quebec. Mario Gerard, the port's president and CEO, presented the ship's master, Captain Jorge Cardestic, with a medal in recognition of being the first cruise ship to dock in the city this year. The cruising season is scheduled to last until November the 5th, and the port is anticipating 124 visits from 41 different cruise ships in 2023, including 30 home porting operations. Since 2014, the Port of Quebec has restricted the number of daily passengers and ships to a minimum of 15,000 passengers and 4 docked vessels simultaneously. The port is considering adding shore power connections to its main operating docks in response to the COVID crisis, and aims to have all ships equipped with the next necessary technology to plug into shore power by 2035 at ports with the required infrastructure. According to Robert Mercury, Destination Quebec's general manager, the arrival of the first ship in Port Quebec always caused a certain frenzy in them because it's the beginning of the summer tourist season. I've never sailed to Quebec. I've never sailed to Montreal. That's on the bucket list, folks. I'm going up that way in May, later in May, but I'm not going all the way in. I'm just going to Nova Scotia, coming back. I got to probably get on the Zandam again, because that's the ship that seems to be going up there, and do one all the way in. That's a definite for me in the future. I'm rarely totally surprised by anything anymore. I mean, totally just, drop my jaw surprised. This one surprised me. National Geographic has named Milwaukee as one of the best destinations for travel in 2023 in its annual Best of the World list, according to a press release. Milwaukee thus became one of only 25 such destinations and one of only 5 in the United States to be featured in that list, curated by National Geographic traveler editors from around the world in collaboration with the National Geographic experts and expedition leaders. Milwaukee has every reason to be proud of this designation. It's particularly gratifying because of the global perspective National Geographic provides when evaluating the best of the world, said Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson. There is a lot to love in our city, and we should never lose sight of the fact that Milwaukee is truly a great place. Among the highlights of Milwaukee are the Deer District, the Riverwalk, Harley-Davidson Museum, as well as the Bronze Center for the Arts. And folks, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Milwaukee. I've been to Milwaukee a couple of times. I've been to several ball games in Milwaukee. Back in what was it, the old Connie Mack Stadium. But I would have to name off several hundred destinations before I get to Milwaukee. And I'm not sure I get there. And it's interesting because we just had an article, which hopefully we'll have a guest on the Cruise Amigos on one of our shows upcoming, about someone that scheduled a holiday in Chicago and how much they enjoyed it. And I realized that a number of people that still like to travel but may not like to cruise like most of us do. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. And clearly, folks that use the national parks in this country, I understand that. They're wonderful. But I was surprised about Milwaukee. All right, let's hop over and see if anybody survived the obvious screw up at the starting of the show. And I will clearly have to edit out a big chunk of blank air. All right, Melissa's with us. She's out in Arizona. Hi, Melissa. She's getting ready to go cruising here pretty soon. Dennis is here, says no audio. Mike's here. Dennis says, someone contact Chillie. Yeah, well, Hot Air Tom did. Chillie will have to start over. Yeah, no audio. Start over. There's been no audio. Hot Air Tom said he's calling me. Tom, tell him to start over. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Anyway, Charmin and Continental are looking for the phone. And no, they haven't been in here. They rarely come in here anymore. They come in here at 4 o'clock in the morning to get me up, to feed them. This is why programs have producers. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so Melissa says, we hear you. Thank you. 1, 2, 3 testing. Thanks, Dennis. Mike says you're back. Finally. Start over from the beginning. I did. What time do you leave Saturday? I actually am leaving Sunday morning. I'll leave here about midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm going to drive straight to the airport. Straight to the parking in Richmond and get on the plane. My plane's at 6:40. I'm not going up the night before. So I've got to cover things here at the house until after midnight. Chillie is on the final cruise of joy from Miami. The season ship goes to New York empty after Chillie disembarks. I didn't realize it was going up there empty. They're overselling it so they can bring the cash revenue and then later claim error and offer future cruise credits. I tell you what, Dennis, I just get so aggravated at them doing that crap over and over and over. It's one thing that happens once. Fix the damn computer. If it's a computer error, fix it. And you might be right. It might be intentional. It might be a way that they figured out to, slice around an extra 1% or something. Who knows? We need a correction on yesterday's man overboard on Quantum. There was an article posted that his girlfriend is still in Australia, not happy the search was ended so quickly. He was cruising with his mother, who is still alive. Sounds like the death earlier on the ship was unrelated. Yeah, I did see the correction on that from my sources as well. Hot air Tom. I'm not so much in opposition to them, ending the search when they did, but that the information that it was because of his partner dying earlier in the day was wrong. So, and unrelated. Royal Caribbean ships are floating Westfields. Kenneth's with us. Good morning, Kenneth. Kenneth missed the early disaster of the show. Katie and Nikki will have a wonder. Well, we will have Wonder of the Season for Canaveral on Sunday for our viewing enjoyment. Dennis, what is it? Westfield or giant shopping centers? Called shopping malls in the U.S. Chillie needs to drink lots of the NCL water flow to make you go with the flow when changes occur. Yeah, no. Emily's with us. Hi, Em. Westfields are all over the UK and just awful. A sad excuse for high street shopping. Emily, when do you leave on your long trip to Philly? That is Philippines. This says I had a late start. Yes, I did. Another technical glitch from the fat guy. Emily knew what you meant, hot air. June 20th, I'll be in the Baltic Sea then. Katie's here. Good morning, Katie. Everybody saying, Dennis says, Milwaukee, really? Is that a press release from 1st of April? Yeah, no, this comes from National Geographic. That's the thing that I didn't understand. What I would have laughed my ass. Excuse my French. I laughed, part of my anatomy off if it had been a press release from Milwaukee. That would have been funny. Philly had a Connie Mack stadium. Yeah, that's right. Connie Mack was in Philadelphia. What was the stadium in Milwaukee back when Hank Aaron was there? When the Braves were there. Man, I'm going way back. But you're right, hot air. Connie Mack was in Philadelphia. I can't remember the name of the stadium, and it'll come to me. You grew up near Veterans Stadium watching the Phillies. I've been to Veterans Stadium numerous times too. I hope you can snooze on your flight. Unfortunately, Dennis, I don't. I get pretty geared up on an airplane, and I usually don't sleep at all. Regarding the overboard, had me all emotional for him for nothing. Yeah, sorry. So was I out there. And it wasn't like I just threw that out there. I had that from like 5 different sources. They were all wrong. Shark bait by the time he went through Capellas. Yeah, that's probably true. County Stadium. That's it. County Stadium in Milwaukee was the old stadium. Thank you, Nikki. I should know Nikki would know. And I went up there. I before the Braves moved to Atlanta. That's going back a couple years ago, folks. Yeah. Those were the good old days. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the weekend. Again, I am not sure about Monday morning show. I do know that it's going to be at an unusual time. I'm just not sure what the unusual time is yet until I see, one, how bad the traffic is going to be to get over to the port. I know it took Hot Air Tom an hour to get there just last week. So I would say it's going to be probably like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll do the live on Monday. But don't completely freak out if for one reason or another I don't do it. And then if that happens, I'll try to make it up on the ship. So I'm playing this one by ear, guys. But anyway, I fly down on Sunday, spend some time in Miami during the day on Sunday, going out to dinner. I'm not going to go to Bubba Gump Shrimp because of the experience that Hot Air Tom and Cindy didn't have there. But there are lots of nice restaurants in Miami, so I'll go find one. Solution, take a Uber to the port at 8 a.m. and do the show on location, sitting in your new chair. Yeah, but then I got to sit there forever. I'd rather do the show from the hotel where I know I'm going to have a signal. I may get over there and not have a signal, Hot Air Tom, until I get on board the ship. You never know about Miami. So look for Michelle Bernstein's restaurants, of course. The pizza across the lane from Bubba Gump's was really good. Have dinner on Lincoln Road. Yeah, if I get to Lincoln Road, I'll probably eat somewhere out there. Again, I'm going to play it by ear, folks, because I'm going to probably get a little tired by the time I get down there too. After driving, most of the night, who knows if I'll be able to sleep at all? But we'll see. I'm not. I got plenty of time, and I'm not rushed to do anything. And I will enjoy doing some exploring around Miami. The buses are wheelchair accessible. Yes, I have checked on that. So I will be able to get on board a bus. So that's cool. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Again, my apologies for the screw up this morning on the audio. If you are listening to the replay, I will try to edit all that out. But you never know on that until I get there. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. You guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody from on board the Norwegian Joy starting Monday for 12 days, I think it is. 12 nights, 11 nights, a bunch of nights. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic weekend. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great weekend, guys.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.